Imagine living in a neighborhood where you can grab coffee, go shopping, and enjoy a night out, all without needing your car. Today, we're going to explore the top 5 most walkable neighborhoods in San Jose. I'll share with you what makes each one stand out, and at the end, I'll give you a heads up on insider tips to help you decide which neighborhood is a perfect fit for you. Hi, I'm Theresa Wellman, and for the past 20 years, I've helped families move into their dream homes in San Jose. From vibrant streets to peaceful suburban communities, I've seen how walkability can make all the difference in where you choose to live. So today we're going to be using walkscore.com as a measure that rates neighborhoods based on walking routes to grocery stores, schools, parks, restaurants, and retail. And in this video, we'll start with the less walkable neighborhoods on the list and work our way all the way up to one of the tops that is going to be the best option if your walkability is high on your score. So let's begin with number 5. First up is Willow Glen, known for its tree-lined street and charming downtown and unique homes. The walk score for this overall area comes in at a 58, which not really that great, but there are key locations in Willow Glen that are much better with several diverse home options. As you can see here, it comes in with a 58, but if we zoom into the map and we get close to downtown, you see this section of green that's highly concentrated. This area has a much more distinct and high walkable score. So Lincoln Avenue, as I mentioned here on the map, serves as the main thoroughfare for downtown. It's lined with boutique shops, cafes, and restaurants. I actually did a neighborhood tour of this area and homes nearby downtown, so check out that video. Now, Willow Glen Elementary and the library are just off that Main Street area at Lincoln and Minnesota. So you're going to find the elementary school right here at the corner and the library right downtown. All right, so you can see here on this map that the downtown area is this yellow highlighted space. The elementary school is right here in the corner, and the Willow Glen Library is right down the block as well. Now, there are regular community events and farmers markets on Lincoln Avenue that enhance the neighborhood's walkability. Also, Safeway grocery store has 2 prominent locations in Willow Glen. One at Minnesota and Bird, right over here, and one at Hamilton and Meridian, which, depending on where you live in Willow Glen and how close you want to be to downtown, will affect the walkability score. Now, there are several parks, such as Willow Street Park and River Glen Park as well. Here's the Willow Street and River Glen all the way off to the far end of the map here. So the highest walkable section is going to be right here off of downtown on either side of Minnesota, closer to the grocery store and River Glen Park. So the strong sense of community is really enhanced in this area by the wine walks, trick-or-treating events, and several different festivals that they have on the main downtown area of Lincoln Avenue. Also, this community has amazing architectural diversity featuring historic homes as well as modern rebuilt residences, plus a variety of condos and townhomes. So let's take a quick look at some of the housing options that you can expect and the price points for living in Willow Glen. This first one here is on Minnesota Avenue, which is a busier street, but it is a historical bungalow home with a walk score of 87. It has a very lovely porch and sold for $1.6 million. So this actually $1.659 million just earlier this year. So 3 bedroom, 2 baths, 1624 square feet, selling about just a little over 1,000 square feet, even on the busier street. But as you can see, it has some nice updates. It's very modern and nice, though it is a historic bungalow type home. Also very walkable is going to be this townhouse coming in at a walk score of 89 in the Forest Glen community. Now, this townhome was 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, selling just over $1.25 million. But it is the most amazing and convenient location. The Forest Glen community is located right here behind Willow Glen Elementary School, so it's very walkable to many different amenities, including all the options in downtown on Lincoln Avenue. So if Willow Glen charm appeals to you, we'll wait until you see the Pruneyard and Dry Creek area has to offer. So the second area, rated number 4, we're going to talk about today is the Pruneyard Dry Creek area, offering a unique blend of residential tranquility and commercial conveniences. So the overall score for the Pruneyard area comes in at 81. It's very walkable depending exactly where around the Pruneyard you live. But as you can see here from this walkability map, there are so many different bars, restaurants, coffee, parks, lots of different variety of options. And one of my favorites is in the Pruneyard, not only will you find really fun, great restaurants, a Pete's Coffee, but you also have a Trader Joe's grocery store, entertainment options including the Pruneyard Cinema, as well as other coffee and restaurant options throughout the Pruneyard. There's also office buildings there, so if you are lucky enough to work in one of those office buildings, wow, the walkability would be off the charts. The beauty of this Pruneyard area, there are well-maintained sidewalks, tree-covered streets, and bike lanes that encourage pedestrian activity. It's also very close to downtown Campbell, which we're going to talk about as one of our other walkable areas. So we zoom out of Willow Glen and we zoom back in over here to the Pruneyard area. You will see that this Pruneyard area here is also very close to downtown Campbell, like I mentioned. But one of the things that is so amazing is the proximity here to Campbell Park, as well as Los Gatos Creek Trail, which will take you very far all the way into downtown Los Gatos. So if you're an outdoor enthusiast, like to play basketball at the park or just have playground time, this is a great option for accessibility and walkability to those features. Now, the Pruneyard area is a mix of single-family homes, condos, and apartment complexes catering to a very diverse lifestyle. So let's take a look at some of the housing options in this area. Here on Ridgely Drive was a small ranch-style older home on a beautiful tree-lined street with a very large backyard. Comes in with a walk score of 80. I'm using Zillow today because that does show the walk score if you scroll all the way down here. Walk score of 80, transit score, and bike score. So this walk score of 80 shows that it's highly walkable. And for a single family home on a really good size lot, you have an option for $1.8 million. Now let's look at a 15-year-old 3-bedroom condo in the Onyx building right around the corner from the Pruneyard to give you another option for housing. Now this community has really top amenities like a rec room and a gym. It also comes in with a walk score of 80. And as you can see, it's new and fresh and a little bit more modern and in a different budget, selling at $1.12 million. Now, our third option is a contemporary condo that's a little bit older but has been beautifully updated. The reason I love these homes here on Apricot Avenue is that they have 2-car garages, which is pretty amazing for a condo community. Again, comes in with a walk score of 80, and you got the 2-bedroom, 2-bath for just $850,000. So as you can see, quite diverse price ranges. There's also really high-end, beautiful homes not far from the Pruneyard in the $2.5, $3, and even $4 million range. So a huge range of options to be walkable in this Pruneyard area. Now, if Pruneyard intrigues you, why don't we explore the downtown of Campbell like we talked about, because it's very known for its vibrant downtown as well, contrasting a little bit from the Willow Glen community. Now, Campbell comes in with a walk score of 55. Again, like our first zoom in on Willow Glen, it's highly dependent on where you live. They're looking at all of the city of Campbell, but let's talk about around downtown Campbell. So if we go ahead again and zoom in here to this downtown Campbell area, you can see how much more green and dense this area is from a walkability perspective. So most of these homes near downtown Campbell are going to rate an 82 walkable score or higher. Now, downtown Campbell is a hub of activity with shops, restaurants, a very popular Sunday farmers market. The city also hosts numerous events, including the annual Boogie Music Festival, which enhance its walkability and appeal because you can go hang out at a weekend festival and walk back and forth without having to deal with all of the parking issues that come along with a festival. Now, this community has access to many parks, including Campbell Park, which we talked about with the Pruneyard neighborhood, as well as a really big and beautiful John D. Morgan Park. You can again access a Los Catas Creek Trail. So there's a variety of outdoor recreation options that are also quite walkable from the housing options in this area. And the beauty of downtown Campbell is there's been a lot of redevelopment happening. So there is a huge variety of housing options from historic homes to very modern apartments and townhomes. So let's take a look at some of those options. Here you find a patio home very close to the edge of downtown that doesn't have much of a yard, but it has amazing walkability score. It comes in at an 88 and it's priced in the $1.7 million range. So these patio homes are located here at the very end of downtown, very close to Campbell Park and pretty close to the Pruneyard as well. Now, housing option number 2 is a 2-bedroom, 86-year-old bungalow very close to downtown, just a few blocks off. Now, the beauty and trade-offs of this one versus the last option is this property has a yard and a walk score just slightly less at 83 because it's not quite as close to the parks. It's on the other side of downtown, but you see the value, it's closed at $1.6 million. So a little bit more affordable, but yes, a little bit less space in trading for more yard. Now, our third option is really popular with a lot of younger buyers right now. And this is a sleek, modern 3-story townhome with high ceilings. This property is 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, 2,100 square feet. So plenty of room to grow or have friends and family stay with you. And it has an amazing walk score of 87. As you can see, the value is quite high on this one. It sold just over $2 million. Now let's look at the other end of the budget spectrum and check out a 2-bedroom older condo that has been beautifully updated, just a little bit older style construction. It's not gonna have the high ceilings and it's more traditional 1 or 2 story. Now this property comes in at a walk score of 87. It's just a few blocks off of downtown, not far from Hamilton Avenue, so you're a little bit more accessible to some of the shops and Home Depot and other restaurants that are on Hamilton Avenue. But you also have access to downtown and aren't right in the heart of it where it can be too noisy or too busy. So this property was worth $745,000 because it had some really nice updates and they added laundry indoors. Most of the condos in this Hamilton Downs community are going to sell in the low to mid 600,000s, but they do have shared laundry with everyone in the building, which is 4 units per building. So Campbell offers a lively atmosphere and a beautiful area, but if you're seeking more of an upscale experience, Santana Row might be the right place for you. So let's go ahead and explore Santana Row. It comes in with an overall walkable score of 81. So as you can see, this walkable score is creeping up and up. And why is it so walkable? Well, there is mixed-use development featuring high-end shops, gourmet restaurants, and luxury residences all in one place on one street. And the Safeway grocery store is right across the street. There's access to several different parks not too far by. And the beautiful European-style streetscapes with wide sidewalks and public plazas encourage walking and getting out and enjoying the beautiful California weather. Now, there are regular events in Santana Row, like outdoor concerts and fashion shows, and so much to enjoy in this community. Also, you will note on the map that Santana Row is right across from Westfield Valley Fair, which is one of our high-end premier shopping malls as well. So not only do you have all the amenities right in Santana Row, you have access to even more across the street at Westfield Valley Fair. One of my favorites is Italy, which is such an amazing destination. There's a lot of other shopping and restaurant options on that side just across the street as well. So the first housing option that we're gonna look at is a luxury 3-bedroom condo with views actually in Santana Row. So Santana Row is retail shops and restaurants on the first level, and then the second and third levels and more have housing options. So it's a mixed use type building and facility. So as you can see, this one has a very private, beautiful entrance, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 2,300 square feet. So a really high-end, beautiful apartment style living that has a strong walkability score of 87, and it sold at $2.3 million. Now, if we look at our next option, this is a stylish 3-bedroom townhome that's only 11 years old, and it's just 1 block off of the row. Its walkability score goes down a little bit to 74, but it's a little bit more palatable for most budgets, sold at $1.67 million. Now let's look at a single family home that's just a few blocks off of the row. This is a 27-year-old single family home community. Now these are a little bit more like patio style homes that we mentioned are available in downtown Campbell as well. So there's not a lot of a yard, but the walk score is still pretty strong at 68. And they're worth $2 million. Now you get a sense of more single family living in this area, but still a lot of the amenities, and you just have to walk a few blocks before you reach any of those amenities, which is what brings the walk score down. But I wanted to show you that contrast if you really want a single family home living option near Santana Row. Now, Santana Row offers such upscale living, but if you're looking for a neighborhood with the best overall walk score, then we must explore Midtown and St. Leo's neighborhood near downtown. So this St. Leo's neighborhood is a small pocket of single-family homes not far off of downtown, off of the Alameda. As you can see, St. Leo's is rated as a walker's paradise, and it actually says it is the most walkable neighborhood in San Jose. Midtown is right off of it, and it contains much more of townhome or higher density living that has maybe a slightly different price point or trade-offs, whether you want a yard or not a yard, for example, right? So Midtown comes in at a walkability score of 87, where St. Leo's comes in a really strong 92. Now, why is it so walkable? One of the distinct differences of this neighborhood is access to public transit. So this Dairy Dawn station has Caltrain, as well as light rail coming into it. There's the SAP Center not far from downtown. There's a Whole Foods grocery store and a lot of really high-end shops, boutiques, and restaurants on the Alameda. So not only do you have Whole Foods, you also have Ace Hardware right here in this community, which is why these areas are getting a high 80s and low 90s score. I love also that Cahill Park is right here among these homes as well, providing even more access to what makes that walkability score jump up. Now, this community has much more of a downtown vibe. If you like concerts or events at the SAP Center or want to go downtown to San Pedro Square or other areas, then this neighborhood is absolutely for you. It's known for its historic bungalows in the St. Leo's area and then the newer townhomes built out in Midtown. So let's take a look at what some of those options are. Here is one of those cute bungalows that is older and a little bit historic, but still very reasonable. This was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,400 square foot, sold at $1.35 million. You can also find some craftsman 2-bedroom bungalows in this neighborhood that are even a little bit more affordable in the 1.1 to 1.2 range. So a great place if you're young or don't have much of a family but want a single family home with a backyard. There are some great options in this pocket neighborhood of St. Leo's. And again, this area has a walk score of 92. Now let's take a look at some of the other options that are available in the Midtown area with the townhomes. So many of these townhomes were built out about 20 years ago. This 3-bedroom, 3-bath townhome, 1,584 square feet, has some really nice curb appeal. This one faces the street, has great light. One of the things that you're going to notice in this community around Cahill Park is going to be how far into the neighborhood is it? How much light does it get? So the trade-offs, are there, but the walkability, it just knocks it out of the park. So this 3-bedroom townhome, because it has a lot more light, sold around $1.2 million. And you can see here's another option's a little bit more typical in the inside neighborhood. This is a 4-bedroom, about the same square footage, and it sold just under or just at $1,050,000. So much more affordable option if you're okay with living a little bit more inside the neighborhood. Midtown area truly stands out if you're looking for the most walkable option. But how do you decide which neighborhood is the best fit for you if walkability is one of the important factors, but maybe not the top? Well, I want to share some tips that can guide you when looking for the right place. Okay, so here are my insider tips to help you decide which walkable or which neighborhood in general is most important for you. So the first thing to do is to think through your lifestyle needs when choosing a neighborhood. Is it important for you to have nightlife or be close to work or be close to parks or transit or maybe to schools? Which is most important? That'll help you eliminate or prioritize some of those neighborhoods. Also, balancing walkability with other factors like housing costs housing type, and what kind of shopping you're looking for. Are you looking for bigger grocery stores like Whole Foods, or are you okay with a little neighborhood grocery store? Now, you can visit the neighborhoods at different times of the day to get a feel for the vibe. Is it walkable day and night, or just walkable at day? Is that important to you? So these are other ways that you can help by eliminating some of the areas and helping you focus your search. Now, I had a young couple that I work with that really wanted to be able to grab a cup of coffee during their 30-minute breaks when they're working from home. Now, it was pretty strict because that meant that they need to get out of their door, out of their office down to the coffee shop in 5 to 8 minutes or so they could order the coffee, enjoy it a little bit on their way back home to jump onto the next meeting. And they ended up in downtown Campbell because it was the right vibe for them. It met the walkability requirements. And, they really loved all the festivals and the farmers markets that provided a lot of lively atmosphere for them as well. So, of course, choosing the perfect neighborhood isn't just about walkability. It's about finding a place that you truly love that fits your lifestyle. So if you're unsure which area is the best match for you, call me. I'm here to help you cut through all the guesswork and the research and find the perfect neighborhood and home in San Jose. Thank you so much for joining me.